In the vastness of space, there exists an educational institution unlike any other, where beings from across the galaxy come together to learn. Among them, a human, a so-called Deathworlder, stands out. Humanity's reputation precedes them, resilient, determined, and born on a world hostile to life, Earth. The aliens regard this student with a mixture of curiosity and caution. The assignment comes with a casual announcement, but it sends waves of disbelief through the classroom. Each student must wrestle with a creature native to their homeworld as part of their survival curriculum. The task seems impossible to the alien students, an exercise in futility or perhaps a cruel joke. Their worlds, though diverse, rarely produce anything as dangerous as Earth's beasts. Most are assigned harmless creatures or, at worst, a simulation designed to challenge but not harm. Then the professor turns to the human. Your assignment is to wrestle Earth's deadliest creature. A murmur spreads through the room. Eyes widen, whispers echo in the quiet space. The aliens glance at each other, their colorful, intricate faces reflecting confusion and dread. Earth's reputation as a death world is well known, even exaggerated in galactic circles. The stories they've heard, the savage predators, deadly terrain, and violent history, loom over the moment like a storm cloud. The human remains silent, their expression unreadable. The professor, a grizzled veteran of the galactic wars, meets their gaze and continues, "You will face the apex predator of your world, no weapons, no armor. Just your wits and strength." One of the alien students, a creature with delicate, translucent wings, lets out a gasp. "But, that's insane. No one could survive that." Another, a reptilian being with emerald scales, shakes its head. "You might as well ask them to die." The human's lips twitch into a small smile, but they say nothing. They've faced worse before. Earth isn't just a place of danger, it's their training ground. To them, this is just another challenge. To the others, it's madness. The class disperses, and the human walks out, feeling the weight of their classmates' stares on their back. They've grown accustomed to it, this alien fascination with Earth and its inhabitants. The human isn't just representing themselves, they're representing humanity, the Deathworlders, as the galaxy calls them. To falter here would reinforce every misconception these aliens hold about their world. Later, in the quiet of their quarters, the human looks over the details of the assignment. The creature they're tasked with facing, its name alone sends shivers through their spine. It's known for its lethal efficiency, an apex predator designed to kill without mercy. But the human doesn't feel fear, only determination. After all, this is what being a Deathworlder is all about. They've lived their whole life fighting against impossible odds. Earth teaches you that from birth. Whether it's the freezing cold of the tundras or the suffocating heat of the deserts, Earth's environment is unforgiving. The creatures that roam the wilds are reflections of that harshness, ferocious, adaptable, and lethal. Facing one head-on isn't just about brute strength, it's about strategy, resilience, and survival. As the human prepares for the task, their mind flashes back to Earth. They remember the stories told by their ancestors, the legends of those who faced nature's fiercest and survived. It's in their blood, this ability to endure. The human wastes no time preparing for the task ahead. This is more than an assignment, it's a test of survival, one they've been ready for their entire life. With a silent resolve, they begin training, drawing on years of experience from Earth's harsh environment. Every breath, every movement, calculated. There's no room for error when dealing with a creature that could kill in an instant. While the alien students relax, trusting their simulations to handle any danger, the human's preparation is relentless. Each day, they push their body to its limits, strengthening muscles, honing reflexes. Not just physical training, but mental preparation, too. Earth's deadliest creatures are not just strong, they are clever, instinctual. Defeating one requires more than raw power, it requires understanding how it thinks, how it hunts. Around them, alien students observe in awe, their fragile forms incapable of such exertion. They whisper among themselves, watching the human from a distance, still unable to comprehend why anyone would willingly face such danger. They cannot fathom the concept of pushing beyond their comfort zone, of choosing to endure pain to become stronger. For them, survival is simple. For the human, it's a constant battle. Some of the aliens, in their arrogance, decide to attempt their own tasks. They approach their assignments with a casual air, expecting success with minimal effort. It's not long before their failures become apparent. A student from a low-gravity world attempts to wrestle a relatively harmless creature, by Earth standards, only to be thrown across the room, limbs flailing helplessly. Another, confident in their superior intellect, tries to outthink their creature, only to panic when it reacts unpredictably. Each failure only heightens the tension. The aliens are realizing that their survival instincts, sharpened in controlled environments, are woefully inadequate. In contrast, the human remains focused, unshaken by their peers' struggles. It's not arrogance, just a quiet understanding that survival on Earth has always been about more than just intelligence or strength. It's about adaptability, endurance, and the refusal to quit. One alien mentor, an old warrior from a distant world known for its harsh deserts, approaches the human during their training. This mentor has seen humans in combat before, watched them endure pain and hardship with a resilience that defies logic. "You've trained harder than anyone here," the mentor says, their voice gravelly and worn from years of battle. "But even I have doubts about this task." The human pauses, wiping sweat from their brow. "I'm not worried." The mentor studies them for a moment, then nods. "I've seen what your kind can do, but this isn't just about strength. It's about understanding the nature of your enemy. You'll need more than brute force to survive." The human listens, taking in the words but saying nothing. They know what the mentor means. The creature they'll face isn't just a monster, it's a predator, honed by millions of years of evolution to kill anything in its path. To win, the human must think like the creature, anticipate its moves before they happen. As the days pass, the tension builds. The human can feel the weight of the assignment looming closer, but there's no fear. Only focus. Every moment of training is a reminder of what they've already survived. Earth has prepared them for this. The wild storms, the predators lurking in the shadows, the sheer unpredictability of life on a death world, it all leads to this. In quiet moments, the human reflects on their past, the experiences that shaped them. The lessons from their parents, the near misses with death that taught them to always stay vigilant. These memories fuel their drive, pushing them beyond exhaustion, beyond doubt. They can sense the unease growing among the alien students, especially those who have failed their own tasks. Whispers grow louder, questions begin to circulate. How can the human, with their fragile flesh and bones, hope to survive? Some students speculate that the task is a cruel joke, designed to break the Deathworlder's spirit. But the human remains silent. Their strength isn't in boasting or seeking approval. Their strength comes from within, from the knowledge that they've faced worse and survived. This creature, this task, is just another test. Another chance to prove what humanity is truly capable of. And when the time comes, they'll be ready. The human stands before the entrance to the creature's lair, the air thick with tension. Every sense is on high alert, every instinct sharpened. They've trained for this, but nothing can truly prepare someone for a confrontation with Earth's apex predator. The environment around them is eerily silent, save for the occasional rustle in the dense foliage, a sign that they're already being watched. The predator knows they're here. Stepping forward, they feel the weight of the atmosphere pressing down. Each movement is deliberate, calculated. The creature is close, its presence almost tangible. The human's pulse quickens, but not from fear, from anticipation. This is the moment they've been preparing for. No hesitation. No turning back. Then, from the shadows, it emerges, a monstrous figure, larger than anything the alien students could have imagined. Its scales shimmer in the dappled light, muscles rippling beneath its thick hide. It moves with the confidence of a being that knows it is the top of the food chain. Its eyes lock onto the human, assessing, calculating, hungry. For a brief moment, time seems to slow. The human and the creature face each other, predator and prey, though it's unclear which is which. There's no room for error here. One wrong move, one misstep, and it's over. The human doesn't wait for the creature to strike first. They know better than that. Lunging forward, they aim for the creature's side, trying to get a grip on its massive frame. The creature reacts with terrifying speed, twisting its body and swiping with razor-sharp claws. The human barely dodges, feeling the rush of air as the claws slice through the space where they had been standing a second ago. They roll to the side, quick to recover. The creature circles, watching, waiting for the next move. Its movements are fluid, almost too fast for something of its size. The human narrows their eyes, focusing. They've seen this before, predators sizing up their prey, testing for weaknesses. But they have no intention of becoming its next meal. The next few moments are a blur of motion. The human strikes again, this time managing to grip the creature's thick hide. It thrashes wildly, trying to shake them off. The force of its movements is almost overwhelming, but the human holds on, their muscles straining against the sheer power of the beast. For a moment, it feels like they might be thrown, but they dig deeper, drawing on every ounce of strength they have. The creature lets out a deafening roar, its jaws snapping dangerously close. But the human doesn't flinch. They've faced worse. They tighten their grip, shifting their position to avoid the creature's teeth, searching for an opening. And then, they see it, a brief moment of vulnerability, the soft flesh beneath the creature's arm, exposed for just a split second. With a surge of adrenaline, the human strikes, using their weight to drive their fist into the creature's side. The beast lets out another roar, this time one of pain. It thrashes harder, more violently, but the human stays focused, their mind racing. They know they won't win by brute strength alone. This creature is stronger, faster. But it's also predictable, driven by instinct. The human presses the advantage, using the creature's momentum against it. They twist their body, forcing the beast to overextend itself. For a moment, the balance shifts in their favor. The creature stumbles, caught off guard by the sudden reversal. It's a small victory, but in a fight like this, every moment counts. But the creature isn't finished. It recovers quickly, its eyes burning with fury. It charges, its massive body hurtling toward the human with terrifying speed. There's no time to dodge. The human braces for impact, the force of the creature's charge knocking them off their feet and sending them sprawling to the ground. For a second, everything is a blur of pain. The creature looms over them, ready to strike the final blow. But the human's mind is sharp, even through the haze. They reach into the depths of their training, pulling from years of survival experience. They've been in tight spots before, pinned down, outmatched. And every time, they've found a way to survive. In one swift motion, they roll to the side just as the creature's claws slam into the ground where they'd been lying. The impact sends dirt and debris flying, but the human is already back on their feet. They've been here before, at the edge of defeat. And they know that survival is never about strength alone, it's about outlasting, outthinking, outmaneuvering. With one final burst of energy, the human charges forward, using the last of their strength to leap onto the creature's back. This time, they find their mark, driving their arm around the creature's throat, squeezing with everything they have. The creature thrashes wildly, trying to shake them off, but the human holds firm. Slowly, the thrashing weakens, the creature's movements becoming sluggish. Finally, with one last, desperate gasp, the creature collapses to the ground, its body limp. The fight is over. The human, battered and bruised, stands victorious. The aftermath of the battle is a quiet, heavy silence. The creature lies motionless, its once mighty form now reduced to a still, lifeless figure. The human stands over it, breathing hard, their body aching from the struggle. But there's no time to rest. They take a moment to catch their breath, then turn and walk away from the fallen predator, knowing that they've passed the test. Back at the facility, the alien students are waiting. They had been watching the entire fight, their expressions ranging from disbelief to awe. Whispers ripple through the crowd as the human steps into view, bruised but alive. The tension is palpable, as if they're all grappling with what they've just witnessed. For them, this wasn't just a survival test. It was something far more significant. It was a confirmation of everything they'd heard about Deathworlders, the stories of humans thriving in the harshest environments, facing challenges that would destroy other species. And yet, seeing it unfold in real time, watching the humans survive and defeat the deadliest creature from Earth, has shaken them in ways they hadn't anticipated. One of the students, the same winged alien who had earlier expressed disbelief, approaches cautiously. How did you do that?" they ask, their voice barely a whisper. The human glances at them, wiping the sweat from their brow. "It's not about being the strongest or fastest," they say, their voice calm. "It's about knowing how to survive. Earth teaches you that. If you don't learn it, you don't last long." Another alien, the reptilian one who had doubted the human from the start, steps forward. I thought you'd be torn apart. That thing was massive, and you," they trail off, unsure how to finish the sentence. The human shrugs. "Size doesn't matter if you know how to use it against your opponent. Everything has a weakness. You just have to find it." The students exchange glances, still trying to process the enormity of what they've witnessed. To them, this wasn't just a test of skill or strength, it was a revelation. The human had faced a challenge none of them could imagine surviving and had come out victorious. It changes everything. The alien mentor, who had been watching from a distance, steps forward. There's a quiet respect in their eyes, an acknowledgement of the human's achievement. "You've proven yourself today," they say, their voice rough but steady. "But it wasn't just your strength or skill that got you through. It was something deeper." The human nods. They understand. Surviving on Earth isn't just about physical abilities, it's about the mindset, the determination to keep going no matter what. It's the unshakable resolve to endure, to find a way out even when the odds are stacked against you. It's something that can't be taught, only learned through experience. The mentor continues, "Many here believed the stories of Deathworlders were exaggerated, that no species could survive the kind of world you come from. But now, they've seen the truth. You've shown them why humans are feared and respected across the galaxy." The human doesn't respond immediately, letting the words sink in. They've never cared much for the labels or the fear that surrounds their species. But they know that this moment is important, not just for them, but for humanity as a whole. In the eyes of these aliens, they've proven something vital. That humans are more than just survivors, they're relentless, adaptable, and unstoppable when faced with adversity. The mentor's voice softens. "You've earned your place here, but remember, there's always more to learn. Survival is never a finished lesson." The human nods again, a faint smile tugging at their lips. "I know. Earth taught me that, too." The alien students, still processing the spectacle, slowly begin to disperse, their conversations buzzing with new insights. They've learned something valuable today, something they'll carry with them for the rest of their lives. The human walks through the crowd, no longer the subject of fear or doubt but of respect and admiration. As they make their way back to their quarters, the human reflects on the experience. It wasn't just about wrestling the deadliest creature, it was about proving to themselves, and to others, that they could rise to any challenge. They had come to this facility as an outsider, an anomaly among the alien students. But now, they've earned their place. The challenge may be over, but the journey continues. There will always be new tests, new creatures to face, new environments to survive in. But the human is ready for them, just as they've always been. Because that's what it means to be from Earth, to be a Deathworlder. It's not about being the best, it's about never giving up, no matter what the universe throws at you. Word of the human's triumph spreads quickly through the facility, reaching even the farthest corners. Discussions flare up among the alien mentors and students, each with their own theories and perspectives on what they had witnessed. The human's success has shifted the dynamic entirely. No longer seen as a curiosity or an outlier, they're now viewed as a living testament to Earth's harsh reality. In the days following the assignment, the alien students are still coming to grips with what they learned. Their views on survival have changed drastically. Many of them had approached the concept of danger through simulations, safe environments where failure was never fatal. But after seeing the humans' encounter with a real apex predator, they begin to realize how sheltered their lives have been. Some of the alien students begin to approach the human, eager to learn from them. They ask questions, seeking insights into Earth's unforgiving nature and what it takes to survive on such a world. For the first time, there's genuine interest, not in the form of fear or skepticism, but in admiration and respect. "Can you teach us how to think like that?" one of them asks, their voice filled with both curiosity and awe. "How to look at danger and not flinch?" The human is thoughtful before answering. "It's not something you learn in a class or from a book. It's about understanding that everything wants to survive, just like you. The only difference is how far you're willing to go to make sure you do." The students listen intently, hanging on every word. Their concepts of danger, safety, and combat are beginning to blur into something more complex. What the human has shown them isn't just strength, it's a philosophy of endurance, a mindset that doesn't back down in the face of the impossible. Even the alien mentors have taken notice. Some approach the human, not as instructors but as equals, curious about the thought process that led to the victory. They've trained warriors from across the galaxy, but none quite like this. They see something unique in the human, something they can't quite quantify but respect nonetheless. "You fought without hesitation," one mentor comments. "There was no fear, no doubt. How do you maintain that clarity under such pressure?" The human meets their gaze and replies simply, "I'm always ready for the worst. I've learned that fear only gets in the way. On Earth, you don't have the luxury of doubt." It's a lesson that resonates deeply. These alien mentors have lived through countless battles, but the idea of living in constant readiness is foreign to many of them. They recognize that the human strength doesn't come from their body or even their combat skills, but from an internal resilience that few in the galaxy possess. Soon, the human is invited to share more of their experiences, not in the form of formal lessons, but in casual conversations that hold far more weight than any lecture could. The alien students and mentors gather around, eager to hear stories of Earth and the creatures that inhabit it. They're fascinated by the humans' accounts of survival, of the countless times they've faced danger and come out alive. "It's not about being fearless," the human says, answering one student's question. "It's about understanding fear and using it. On Earth, everything's trying to kill you. But that's what makes you stronger." These words echo through the halls, finding their way into the minds of every student who hears them. The facility, once filled with creatures from peaceful, controlled worlds, begins to shift. The students start to push themselves harder, taking their assignments more seriously, knowing now that the universe is far more dangerous than they'd ever realized. The human's influence is undeniable. They've shown these aliens what it means to truly fight for survival, to push beyond the limits of comfort and safety. They've demonstrated that strength isn't just physical, it's mental, a refusal to give in when everything around you says to quit. In the end, the human's impact isn't measured by the creature they defeated or the assignment they completed. It's in the shift they've created in the minds of those around them. The alien students, once complacent and sheltered, now understand that survival isn't guaranteed. They've seen the harsh reality of a Deathworlder's life and have been forever changed by it. As the human walks through the facility, there's no need for further words. The respect is palpable, the admiration clear. They've earned their place not just as a student, but as a leader in their own right. They didn't just survive the test, they transformed the way others viewed survival itself. And as they look toward whatever challenge lies ahead, the human knows one thing for certain: they're ready for anything. Just like Earth taught them.